What up, though, Culture Junkie Nation? It's your boy Ken Shearer. We're back with another great episode of Culture Junkies Live. I want to thank you ahead of time for coming to hang out with me and my friends. Today, we're going to be talking about movies you may have missed in the past couple of years during the pandemic. There's been a lot of things that have caught our attention, whether it be The Mandalorian, whether it be What If, whether it be WandaVision, so on and so forth. We've had a lot of things capture our attention, so we wanted to point out a few of our movies that we think you may have missed that you need to be watching right now. So, introduce who's going to be on the show with me today. To the right is the great Dada Kuji.
I pulled the microphone close to my face so you can hear me. No, hi everybody. Good evening. Hope you had a great, wonderful up to the today week.
And wearing the black 10 ring shirt across from me is the dapper one, GQ.
It's showtime.
It is showtime indeed. And from remote, we have King Amarak and Fallen Marvel. What's up, fellas?
Greetings and salutations, everyone.
I wish I had a button to push to give me a sound still.
Oh, you trying? Yeah, man. We run the soundboard over here. We run the soundboard over here, not you. So, I want to say hello to Marcus 864, Pure F and Evil, and Amarak in the chat with his little squiggly. What do you call that?
I have no idea. I just made some stuff at 3 o'clock in the morning because they said I could
turkey
make
neck.
So he was high and drunk, and he made this emote.
Possibly.
Okay.
Pure F and Evils checking in. Marcus 864 checking in. Big Preem checking
Big Preem,
in.
what is up?
Appreciate everybody.
All right, so let's run the gamut. We're gonna make it fast, and then we're gonna get to our topic, and we'll have a little bit of an extended. The power is yours this day, and we will be opening the stage for you to be able to hop on the show with us and give us your viewpoint, viewpoints, and converse with us. So first of all, in running the gamut, we got a couple of things announced today. Is that there is a bidding war that is in Hollywood, and what is it over? It is over Voltron, Defender of the Universe. So Voltron is being produced in Hollywood in live action. It is going to be produced by the director.
Is this a run the gamut or is this a topic?
No, it's Run the Gamut. It's Run the Gamut.
Just making sure.
So it's a live action movie. It's going to be directed by Ross and Marshall Thurber. You may know from the Netflix hit movie Red Notice with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds and Gal Gadot. Supposedly, studios are bidding over who wants to get it. Warner Brothers is trying to get it. Definitely don't want them. Universal is trying to get it. Kind of don't want them either, and Amazon is also throwing their hats in the ring. If you guys had a preference for a studio to get their hands on Voltron, Defender of the Universe, who would you want it to be?
Marvel.
Exactly.
There you go.
I'm just straight up like Disney or somebody owned by Disney.
But what about Netflix, who produced
Marvel.
Netflix wasn't Netflix going bankrupt last week or something crazy?
They go bankrupt every week,
Hey,
man.
that's why they're charging us money for password sharing, right?
I guess so.
Aside from the Disney Marvel junction, who has the best animation studio?
No, this is live action.
action.
This is live
But
action.
he's talking about the CG for the lions and
understandable.
whatnot. It's gonna look
Who
like a
has the
bad
best
Pacific Rim if
animation?
anybody else gets it.
The company that owns ILM.
Oh, that would be Disney.
I don't want some great acting, a great story, and then cheesy ass CG big ass things happening.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
I would rather
I don't know.
the graphics be on point.
I hear you.
I don't
what you
know,
think, Fowler?
The only other person I could think of is DreamWorks. But
Yeah, but that's pure animation.
but-
Yeah, it's pure animation.
But
We're
I mean,
talking live
not
action.
necessarily. Okay,
they're talking
my
about
bad.
the
Not
Lions,
DreamWorks. I'm sorry. I meant to say Universal.
Oh, they're saying the Lions. Okay, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
Well, see,
that's the important part.
that's kind of hard. If
Mess
Warner
that up,
Brothers
the
got it,
movie's jacked.
Weta Digital still exists.
Wet is good.
What is
Weta
good? ILM is better.
Weta is good, but yeah. All right, so
Wet is
moving
some
right along.
freaking good ass
Yeah.
shit. Lord of the Rings.
Moving right along. If you guys are, I want to say real shout out to Cosidius, who's checking in from LA.
LA. Get him over there on that Cali time.
Right.
Not-
the other Steve is also checking in. What's up? So real quick, next
Wolverine
thing.
Solid X just got off work.
Yes, he
Okay.
did. Wolverine, Solid X.
All right,
Well, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
So the CW has renewed once again
The Flash.
The Flash,
Nobody cares.
Superman and
CW.
Lois.
God, nobody watches CW like that.
the Superman and Lois, and the Flash. But notably, those are the only two Arrowverse shows that have been renewed. Stargirl, Legends of Tomorrow, Naomi. None of them have been reviewed yet. So supposedly they're on the bubble. Who knows? We may be seeing the end of the Arrowverse very, very soon.
All right.
Look, the Flash that I want to see at this point is the piece of shit Flash from the Smallville series. I want to see that as a series. I'll be good.
What?
That was technically Bart, but not Barry, and
Yeah, that's fine.
maybe
Give me that.
ambiguously
Just give me
Barry.
that.
I don't know.
I will sit back and laugh at that shit all day.
Right.
I'm just saying. Have they even had any good villains on Flash that weren't speedsters lately?
Oh no. No. No, that's absolutely not. No.
Really.
No one will ever
What
top
else are you gonna
Thawne.
do at this point?
Yeah, right. Thawne will always be king. Thawne
What
will always
about
be
that
king.
one?
No
the
way.
last one I
See,
watched was that
for a
Mirrorverse
minute.
thing.
Mirrorverse thing.
Well,
No.
that's when I stopped watching.
No.
Well,
You
no.
talking about the female Mirror Master?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That
Okay,
shit was,
okay.
that shit was terrible.
That
What?
tanked fast.
That shit was bad. That shit was really bad.
I think, but
I didn't even
again,
finish that
this goes
season.
back to the problem that has always existed. Justice League did the Flash right because he made Flash an interesting character, not only because of his speed, because of his personality and how he interacted with the different rogues gallery and the villains.
You're saying you liked Ezra Miller as the Flash?
No, the
It's the
Justice League, the
cartoon.
cartoon. When I say Justice League, I'm always talking about the cartoon.
Granted,
on
that
now.
was Wally,
That guy.
but still, yeah. Like it was, yeah. I
So,
mean, it was
like-
Wally, but yeah, it's still true.
But that's what I'm saying. Flash works on that level because again, it goes back to DC's problem. You have gods as your heroes. So why do they ever lose?
Right.
So I mean, it's like Flash needs personality.
Yeah.
What I loved about Flash in animated shows was that one episode when they had the Flash Museum, and he goes into the bar.
Yeah, that shit was great.
And like, it
That
was
shit
like
was great.
Batman and Orion were with him, and Orion's grabbing a dude, roughing him up almost like
Yeah,
Batman. would
Orion
do.
was
And he's like,
clowning him,
hold on.
too.
He's like, calm down,
Yeah.
calm down. And he goes over to the guy's like, he's like, I think it was Trickster.
Trickster.
He's like, you're off your meds again, aren't you? He's like, you know what? You're right, Flash. I am. You're wearing the costume again. Holy, I am wearing the costume, Flash. Turn yourself in on the way. I was like, it was goofy.
Yeah, but it was
But
great.
at least it made
No, it was
Flash
great.
interesting.
No, it was great.
So it's like they'll never get that in live action. They just won't.
No,
and it's
you're
just
right.
like anytime you watch Flash, it's like, why are you losing?
Right. All right, so
They won't.
moving right along. So we got it. Let's do some quick hitters. So Christopher Lloyd has signed on to The Mandalorian season 3.
I wonder as what Doc Brown.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
Like,
no.
what
Absolutely.
the hell is that?
Hey, Nick Nolte was in season 1, so hey.
He was
Right?
Yeah, he was.
you
forget
He was
Nick
like he was.
Nolte?
I have spoken, dude.
I have spoken.
yeah. He provided the voice, but yeah.
yeah.
that
Oh,
was
he was
still
the
him,
voice
though.
that
yeah.
little guy.
Oh no, he was.
No,
Come on, he's
even
too-
he was even the face
Yeah,
model.
he was in the.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, he was
I
the
mean,
face
it was,
model.
a,
I
it
have
was a
spoken.
voice little guy.
No, I
Yeah.
understand that, but
Little guy.
Yeah.
That was, dude. I have
It was,
spoken.
He stood out.
it was
Like, he stood
unmistakably
out.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah, I mean, the
unmistakably
character
Nick
stood
Nolte.
out.
Hey, real quick on that though.
Yeah.
I've been watching so much G.I. Joe because they've been playing it on YouTube nonstop. Cobra Commander is where the I have spoken line came from. He said it first.
Really?
Really?
He straight up said it first, and when it's one episode, I was like, I was sitting there like, oh my god. And the little Mandalorian theme went off in my head after he said it. I'm like, oh my goodness,
That's great.
dude.
No, that's great.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to pull that up. I
So,
was like,
so who remembers back in the early days of anime that absolutely terrible Tekken anime?
oh yeah, all of us do.
That shit was terrible. It was so
I
bad.
bought it was all excited and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Opening sequence was all cool. Heihachi was, throwing him off the cliff and whatnot. If you're truly
Yeah.
my son, you will climb back up.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Early,
Yeah, no, it was
it's-
bad.
Those were my
They got to the
early
island,
days of
So,
anime.
it's in the closet.
That shit was bad.
then they got to the island. It was all
Anyway.
downhill from there.
I say that to say that there is a new one coming out from Netflix, thanks to Netflix, called Tekken Bloodlines. It's due out later this year. The trailer came out. If you guys haven't seen it, go and watch it. Let us know in the Power is Yours what you thought of it. We'll also share our thoughts of it at that time later. But also, speaking of Tekken, Virtual Fighter has a DLC collab going on with Tekken. No, it is not going to be Tekken characters coming over in the Virtual Fighter world. It's literally skins for the costumes and also reskinning the interface to look exactly
They're
like
basically
Tekken.
reskinning the damn engine.
They're essentially reskinning the engine to look just like Tekken.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
That
I
to
don't
me
get
is
it.
Beautiful
pointless.
trash.
I mean, yeah,
Beautiful
exactly.
trash.
I mean, I wouldn't call
like
Virtual Fighter
that. No,
trash.
it's beautiful trash.
Because
I
I
like
looked
that.
at it and it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm happy that they did it, but
I mean-
it's trash that I don't get some Tekken inside.
Tekken versus
this
Virtua
engine.
Fighter.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
like
right.
at the very least, it's running on like some version of the Dragon engine, which still looks good in its own right. So there's that.
I mean, the
But-
Dragon engine is still comparable to something like the Avalanche engine at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. They need to collab. Sega needs to collab with freaking Namco, and in fact, even freaking Tecmo or something, and just make a big ass baller freaking game, man, because that's I think what's really been missing. So I was talking to GQ about this, how just in my honest opinion, looking at stuff for Street, because they did the newest Street Fighter 5
Update.
update, and I'm like, these combos look too much like Marvel versus Capcom stuff or versus stuff. It just, to me, it's not Street Fighter, it's more versus stuff. So if they're not going to separate their verses from their mainstream, might as well just do a 3D
Right.
that's like that. Just
A 3D Mugen, basically.
Yeah,
So,
sure, why
3D
not?
Mugen.
Oh
Sure, why
God,
not?
I need a Mugen in mind.
Anyway,
just to put this out before we move away
Yep.
from this, we said engine so many times. Something is happening that I am happy about.
What's
The
that?
Witcher. Did anybody hear about the Witcher?
yes, new Witcher
New
game.
Witcher.
New Witcher game has been announced.
Is Siri gonna
they
be the main
put
character?
aside the Red engine to use Unreal 5 for this thing, which uses like all the epic metaverse shit with like the super realistic faces and stuff.
Interesting.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
You're about to get lost in VR.
That
Oh man, this thing is about to get crazy.
Anyway,
I
no,
cannot wait to see
I'm
what
definitely
happens.
looking forward to that. Thank you
Let's
for
turn
that.
into Ready
Thank you
Player
for that.
One.
Appreciate that. All right, so let's get back to the Voltron thing. So, Voltron Legendary Defender, we know as from the Netflix show, was
Amazing.
was absolutely amazing. Expanded upon the Voltron lore, I think in ways that a lot of people didn't expect, and is become one of the best offerings from DreamWorks Animation and actually Netflix Animation in general. Now a live action offering is in the running, and there's a bidding war in Hollywood over the rights. Interestingly enough, according to the Hollywood Reporter, which is pretty much one of the only sources you should ever trust in Hollywood,
Sure you're not
Netflix
comic
is
book
not
resource?
in the running to be a studio for this film. Netflix is out.
They ain't got enough money.
They really
Apparently.
That's why they're raising everybody's
So
price.
Yeah, they spread
it's all
thin.
between Warner Brothers, Universal, and Amazon, and there's 3 or 4 other studios and streamers in the mix, which we would probably assume Disney might be one of them.
I doubt it.
Why?
It just doesn't seem like a Disney type thing at all. Because like Disney, just think about it. Anything that's Disney / Marvel is original. When I use original in quotes, either stuff that Disney has done themselves or things they bought using Marvel.
Understand? No, I
This
understand.
doesn't
Yeah,
seem like
unless
they
they
were something-
owned Voltron, which
Yeah.
is
Right.
not going to happen.
I don't
think they
Unless
would
they
do it.
did, they would not do a Voltron
They can't make
movie.
any what do you call those things?
So
of
essentially, the
But
package.
merchandise and toys
Yeah,
and whatnot.
merchandise.
Yeah.
So essentially, the package hit town about 2 weeks ago with pitches and a teaser reel. Thurber came up with the story and will co-write the script with Ellen Shamman. And World Events Productions is obviously in the is in the mix as well. There's been rumors of a live-action Voltron all the way back since the early 2000s. Like, just like remember
And
all
that
the
garbage
rumors.
CG one.
Remember all the rumors of a live-action Robotech that they were finally going to get around to.
Yeah.
Remember, and Tobey Maguire was attached to it at one point.
Yeah.
Remember as Rick Hunter? That would have been crazy. In any
I
case,
still remember when they had the live action Gundam that they never.
Yeah.
well,
that-
and
anything
live
with
action Gundam
until-
we know is also kind of being in the running for being produced. But I bring this up to say, with the recent offerings from Netflix with Cowboy Bebop, here we go with another anime property that's being turned into live action, and this one is probably one of the more difficult ones to do because just like Power Rangers, you're talking about a mecha that is separate in 5 and needs to come together and form one giant robot. How do you guys think they're going to approach Voltron? I could see them going the Power Rangers route with
Yeah,
this.
first off, it's probably going to be as bad as Power Rangers because that's what these adults are going to, these Hollywood filmmakers, whatever, is probably going to see it as.
Right.
But speaking of Amazon, because we didn't talk about this, Amazon bought MGM recently.
They did. No, they did.
So they got a major studio, so they could also be.
Yeah, no,
behind there.
they're in the running. They're absolutely in the
But
running.
I don't know. The Netflix one was amazing. The story was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did a really good job piecing together something that was not original. Because Go Lion, we didn't get Go Lion's story.
Go Lion was dark.
We don't even know what Go Lion's story was.
Go Lion was
Right.
dark, bro.
You said it was garbage?
It was kind of dark.
No,
Oh,
dark.
dark.
Oh, it was dark.
Yeah, and the Netflix one was pretty dark. I mean,
Yeah.
what's his name? He got killed in the original one in Go Lion.
Sven?
Sven, yeah, gets captured and freaking dissected and almost kind of
And
going
became
crazy.
like a
and stuff.
Manchurian Candidate type.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, they did a great job with this.
No,
So
they
if they
did.
can keep
No, they
that,
did.
that tone, I think it'd be
Because
good.
Sidious, they are definitely going to be doing the Lions.
Right. Nobody gives a Marcus say before. Nobody gives a shit about Vehicle Voltron.
Here's
That's not
the thing.
true.
Here's the thing. The vehicle Voltron was huge.
Vehicle
The
Voltron
actual,
was
the
cool.
actual
Dude,
toy
that
was
the toy
enormous.
you wanted to have, boy.
But when most people hear Voltron, they think Lions.
They think Lions,
That's
Absolutely.
usually.
But if they do it like it, because at the end, and I thought we were going to see this, at the end of the Netflix one, where they were supposed to have that Voltron Force type thing, I really thought you were going to see the vehicle one as well as the Lion one to be in like separate teams or whatever, but they didn't.
Yeah, because weren't there like 20 vehicles that made it up or something crazy?
What, the Vehicle Voltron? No, it was
Yeah.
15. Direct Group 15.
That's
Either
still
that's way
ridiculous.
more than 5.
Yeah. Yeah.
There ain't no way in hell they will never.
Right. No.
Mark my
No.
words.
That- no,
I
that's-
would love for
that'll
them to
never
prove me
happen.
wrong, but they will
Right.
never get that looking right on screen.
I don't know,
15 vehicles coming together. Dude, look at what they did with Devastator. And that's only 6.
Oh my God! Don't remind me of that. Oh, I was
That
so
was
hurt.
only 6.
I was so hurt.
I will give Bay credit only on this one thing. He tried to make it look like what would happen if those different vehicles came together and formed something. It
I get
sucked.
it. It sucked bad.
But he at least, like I said, I'll give him effort for like not trying to hammer space it and just. Now, granted, he messed up putting balls on them because none of those vehicles
bro.
had
Like, come on.
wrecking balls
just-
on them. So
That shit was
was
terrible.
like-
No, that was bad. No, that was bad.
He had to add his brand of humor in it.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely.
No, that shit was terrible. No, but I don't know.
Cream wants the little mice from Voltron for us. From the cartoon.
Oh, the mice.
Have fun with
Princess
that one,
Allura's
sir.
mice. Yeah. Okay.
Here's how I look at this. They could do it. The problem is going to be figuring out what is the proper scale. That's going to be the challenge because you look at the way Pacific Rim was. Enormous building-sized robots. And when you have robots that big, they got to move slow because it doesn't look right for them to be running around fast because their scale shows that they're enormous.
Now, do
Voltron
you
is
think
going to
they
be
got it-
tricky. Huh?
Do you think they got it right in that last Power Rangers try?
I don't
As
watch
far
Power
as,
Rangers.
like, scale and
No,
scale?
I'll be
No,
straight up.
look.
Yeah.
That Power Rangers movie was okay until
It was
the
okay
Zords.
as hell.
It was okay until the Zords came out. When the Zords came out, it went to shit.
Oh, you're talking about
okay,
the
but
you're talking
just
about
looking-
the big budget one they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just looking at like the
2017
movement and the
one.
way that they did that, they were moving way too fast for me. But something like that would have to move fast, wouldn't it?
No, it would, and that's going to be the key thing with Gundam. Like the mobile suits in Gundam, they move fast. Like part of the whole allure to them was that they moved fast. Like whether they
Okay,
were
but
on
a lot
land or
of
whether they
that-
were in space.
Yeah.
But a lot of that is comparison while they're like in the air and moving around. So there's a
Well,
lot
right.
more
That's
to
what.
play
But
with,
that's kind of
you
what
know?
I mean. Like you have to be able to show some skill, some maneuverability with these mecha, right? That's what makes
Yeah.
them different than the lumbering robots that America.
That's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's the thing because it's like it. I think it's going to run into that kaiju thing, where, you know, typically anytime like they have to go into big mix or whatever, it's basically like slower down to kind of catch everything. Because literally every kaiju type thing that we've had, like even Power Rangers, like it's done that slow thing. So like it would
Right.
be interesting if they actually did like regular speed kaiju size fights in Voltron.
No,
But that
and
would
that's
just
but
look
that's what I'm saying.
so
I would
out of
love to
place.
see
the
that.
scale. I
But
think
the
GQ
scale-
is right.
yeah,
the
the
scale
scale
is going to
has
be
to
very
be
important
right.
here. We're
But
not
the
saying
only-
that they have to be like 20 or 50 stories tall. They could be like maybe 5 or 6 and still be somewhat believable.
Right.
Right.
Really, it's going to be getting those lions to make it look like the lions can fit a person inside.
Right.
But at the same time, once the transformation happens,
Right.
the black lion has to essentially support the green and the yellow lion.
Right.
Green and yellow.
Yes.
No.
No,
Blue
it
and yellow
was
are
the yellow
legs.
and blue.
The red
Yellow
and
and
the
blue.
red and the green have
Red
to,
and the green are the
It
arms.
has to look like the red and green can actually be on
hanging off
that
the
attached
side.
to him,
Yeah.
and still he could support that weight and there'd be no issues. It can't be like 5 lions the same size.
Right.
And then it's just like, dude, what did y'all forget what the Voltron toys look like?
I also think part of the other problem is going to be the distribution of live action, like human size action versus mecha action, right?
10% human action, and I want the rest of the damn movie.
There's
I want
no
the rest
way
of the
they're
damn
gonna
movie.
make a movie like that.
It's
There's
not
no
gonna happen.
way.
But that's the thing. Why I
important.
say if they made it like the Netflix one, Netflix one, I don't really recall too much. They were in the lines a lot.
Yeah, they
there
were.
was not a lot of Voltron together.
Yeah.
because they were separated a lot of the
Dude,
time.
they were doing a lot of stuff in just the Lions, right?
A lot
of stuff in just the
I don't
Lions.
remember a lot of Robies.
Right.
It still worked.
But you got to
Right.
remember, that's for a series that you got time.
Yeah, you got time.
You can do that.
Yeah.
If we talk
Agreed.
about a 2-hour movie, man, if I go to a Voltron movie and I'm sitting there like Ang Lee's Hulk, waiting on Voltron.
Oh my
I didn't come
God,
here
that's
to
a
see
great
Zoids.
one. No, that's a great one. That's
Although
a
I would
great
like to see
comparison.
I ain't
Good
doing
job.
that.
No, that's
I
a
will
great
walk
comparison.
out and be like, look, damn it, y'all better form Voltron at least once in the intro or something.
Right.
And get Peter Cullen to do the intro of that damn movie.
Oh, you gotta have Peter.
if he's
Cullen.
still alive,
Gotta
Peter
have
Cullen
Peter
has to
Cullen
narrate the
in.
intro for that movie.
Yes.
I don't care.
He's got to be
how
King
much y'all
Alfor.
got to pay him.
He's got to be the ghostly spirit of King Alfor. He's got to do it. No, he's got to do it.
If
He's gotta
they
do
get that right, then I'll be good. But other than that, man, it's
like those furry controllers, Cosidius, they're gonna have some fur.
it. Yeah,
The what?
Yeah, no.
You did not
Talking
see
about the
that.
Sonic
Should've mentioned
controllers.
it. Run a game. They're coming out with a special edition Xbox S based on Sonic and Knuckles, and the controllers are furry, red and blue. I mean, literally furry. But you only can win
Dude,
it.
those
You can't
things,
like buy it
I
or
want
anything.
one.
you better not ever have sweaty hands ever.
That's what I was just saying. I
It'll
said the
absorb
same
it.
thing.
No, it'll absorb it. That you'll never be able to get the smell out.
Yeah, probably.
No, I would never even use it. It would just sit.
Oh, of course not.
like, right here on this.
The
on this
lions
thing
should
where
not
I
have
got
fur.
my-
No, absolutely not. They got to be metallic, awesome, badass lions. I don't want them trying to make them look almost lifelike. None of that. Just they're robot lions.
Yep.
See that's going to be rough though, because like what it's going to come down to is like, look, they have to build the characters up. They're gonna have to do exposition. You know, they gotta put in like the lore behind the lions.
If Transformers can
It's like-
spread out across enough time to get that kind of story across,
See,
and
but-
like it
see-
started with the right amount of like human robot interaction. I didn't like the way that came out of me, and I'm sorry about it. But, like, I couldn't stop that from happening.
the Autobots and Decepticons were their own characters. Granted, they didn't get a lot of character development, but they were their own characters that could be fleshed out as characters.
Yeah.
With
Well, not only-
Voltron, not really, because the pilots are the characters.
Yes.
So
And that's
You know,
fine.
But
I have
the
no problem with
lions are
that.
what brings the people out.
Oh, no doubt. But I have no
Right.
problem
Power
with the
Rangers show
pilots
wasn't
getting
named
their shine.
Megatron.
But come on.
You mean
Yeah.
it wasn't named Megazord?
Or maybe they can make
Megazord,
the
I'm sorry.
Voltron lions. Not all of them are female lions. You can actually have like some male lions up in there, have big ass manes or something.
That would
that's going to be a
different.
different topic.
All right, Preem said we don't have to. He's talking about Peter. No, Peter Cullen. I want him to stay alive as long as possible.
Yes.
I don't want his voice
Digitize
synthesized.
his voice. Digitize James Earl Jones's voice while you at it.
Yeah, both of them got to stick around.
Yes.
for as long as possible. Takeem, I don't know about Metal Fur, man.
Yeah, no.
No.
No. All right, so we're going to move on. We got some other stuff to get to, and then we're going to also obviously turn it over to the people fairly early. So we got some movies that we want to bring up to you that you may have missed out. One of the things that we discussed, I didn't watch it, but I know other people have. And I was checking out some of the images as I was making some of the promotional material.
Gone with the Wind.
Definitely wasn't
Willy's
that.
Wonderland?
It definitely wasn't that. No, it was Psycho Gorman.
I watched it.
Yeah, Psycho Gorman looked
Fucking
really
crazy,
interesting.
bro.
And
that movie is crazy.
from one description that I read about it, it said it was like if Marvel met Troa, basically.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't say Marvel because it definitely trauma, 100% trauma stuff. But it felt like Power Rangers in a sense to me meets trauma because you had these kids find this jewel with this guy that just wanted to kill anything that got in his way because he was just evil, and this girl who gave no fucks about anything. Like, no, you're gonna do what I say you're gonna do. Like,
Was he like he was like a genie?
no, he was a freaking started off as a slave, gained some kind of power, destroyed the people that enslaved his people. But he said, you know what, I'm gonna go further. I'm just gonna destroy everybody because fuck everybody. And they actually caught him and then put him into like with a capsule. And she found the jewel and opened him up. And whoever holds the jewel controls him. So he's sitting there talking shit like, when I get done, I'm gonna freaking kill you and your family. And she was like, well, I'll see you later.
No, that sounds hilarious.
Yeah,
that sounds hilarious.
It was friggin' good.
Your Preem says PG looked like Ivan Ooze.
Kind of like Ivan Ooze.
He did? Yeah.
And like some of the monsters
like
in there kind of just reminded me of like Bad Trauma or Power Ranger monsters.
But everything about it screamed cheesy 80s horror
90s.
or 90s? Oh, 90s?
I'm telling you, it's like some of the fight scenes seem very Power Ranger from the
90s,
original Power
like really
Ranger.
bad, like really bad. Like some of the monsters, like the
Look
rubber
like
suits.
that, yeah.
Look like,
it was this fucking monster that was just like a bucket full of body parts, and it totally looked like something from Power Rangers. Like, it's crazy.
Another one on the list I see here is Colossal.
I don't know, Colossal. I don't watch
Colossal?
Oh, that's the one with Anne Hathaway, isn't it?
Colossal.
Yeah, I remember now. I think it was like a funny.
I never watched it.
It was basically a kaiju movie where basically every time she fell asleep, the monster came out.
Nope.
That sounds like an anime, but I know
It
it's
does
not.
sound like one, right?
I don't know you see an anime.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like Janenba. I mean, not Janenba. Tapion.
Yeah, sounds like Tapion.
Yeah, it sounds like Tapion from
it's
BBC
also
movie 13.
New Mutants, basically.
Yeah.
They're freaking garbage.
The-
I'm sorry,
oh,
I have to say it. That
dude,
movie was kind of garbage.
No, it is.
I didn't even
Terrible,
watch it.
man.
Like,
Oh, I
tried
forgot to watch,
it and, like, paused it and then like never went back and pushed play.
What?
Yeah,
What? New Mutants?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that
No,
shit
I
sucks,
watched
bro.
New Mutants, and it was just. It was a way, if they rewrote that movie perfectly, it could have been the bridge. It was just a doorstop. Like, it didn't mean anything.
It was such a missed movie.
Yeah.
The way they
Like-
did it, and they tried to have that little scene from Logan in there, like it was going to be connecting like those kids with some of these kids. It's just like, dude, if y'all gonna do it right.
Right.
One that I saw that I actually watched that and that's my thing is and that's what I like about picking up physical movies. Sometimes you just walk into a store and see something that just catches your eye.
It's like $5 DVD bin.
Sometimes, but like this one was called Iron Mask, and it is a movie that features a fight scene between Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What?
Oh, I've heard of this
Jackie Chan.
movie.
I've seen that
I've heard
random
of
ass
this
movie.
Because the last time they were in a movie together was a movie called Around the World in 80 Days
Yeah.
or something like that. That was right before he became
Yeah.
governor. But this movie is like Arnold is playing like a warden at a prison, but he's like an honorable fighter. So Jackie gets sent to the prison, and like they have a fight scene, and it was just like there's stuff you never thought you'd see. Because
Old ass Arnold,
old ass Jackie, old ass Arnold. It's just like.
Dude, that
Okay.
whole movie was random as hell.
Yeah, that movie's super random.
I watched it. I think like on video like 3 years ago, and I didn't understand what the hell was going on by the end of it.
I don't think you were supposed to. They were like, look, David, we got Jackie Chan and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's do something.
Right.
I think that's legitimately what the movie makers did.
It was a movie I was.
Well,
wanted
no,
to watch
somebody
on my
looked
vacation
back and was
I
like,
missed.
"Is that Mike Tyson and Donnie Yen?"
That was-
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Hitman
Hitman
3.
3,
Yeah,
yeah.
Hitman 3,
that.
yes.
What are you saying, Dido?
Yeah. What's up, bro? We're back.
Power.
What up, though? So,
Gunpowder Milkshake. I wanted to watch that. I forgot
Gunpowder
to watch
Milkshake. Yes, I did.
What
I
was that
definitely
one
wanted.
about?
We missed that.
it. Is Michelle Yeoh.
Michelle Yeoh.
The woman who played.
Michelle Yeoh. What's her name from
Guardians of the
Nebula.
Galaxy.
Nebula.
Nebula.
Oh,
The
okay.
woman that played Nebula. Karen
Clemington.
Gillan.
Karen
Karen
Gillan.
Gillan.
I'm sorry, Palm is the other one. Palm plays Mantis.
Palm.
Palm
Palm
Clemenza.
Oh, yeah.
Clemenza, yeah.
I wanted to watch that on my vacation, and I
Yeah.
forgot about that. But I watched a lot of movies
Me
on my
too.
vacation.
That's cool.
Stuff that I missed in 2020.
So
Some
here's
of the stuff you watched, besides obviously the ones I know you watched.
Well, I watched not. I was gonna say Jumanji.
Right.
Not Jumanji. It was Jungle Cruise.
Oh, you
Watched
did?
that
You
one.
watched them?
Yeah, it was.
Well, I got one. So I don't know if you guys follow Marvel on social media. If you don't, you need to hit up the Follow Marvel on all of his various social media, because this man be dropping some just random gems of good stuff. This man posted a clip of Bloodsport 2, direct to DVD
Oh my
Bloodsport 2.
God.
Yes.
Direct to DVD
Yes.
Bloodsport 2. That shit was great. Like, now was the black guy? Was he the main character of the movie?
He was one of the main allies because Daniel Bernhardt was the main.
I thought it was
character in
Daniel Bernhardt.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
Daniel-
So,
Daniel
but
Bernhardt got
he
it
was like
started,
one
man.
of the main. He was like one of the main allies leading up to the tournament starting,
Mm-hmm.
and that was, dude. That's the only Bloodsport sequel that I acknowledge. The rest of them after that were terrible. But the second one is the only one I acknowledge that was actually pretty decent. It has some pretty dope ass fighting scenes. And this was still like the mid to late 90s where like action B movies were like still dope.
Yeah.
So like that's kind of like one of like the last ones. I think like the last one I really enjoyed during that era was probably Drive with Mark Dacascos.
Which is on my
Drive is
Plex.
still
I
classic.
need to watch
That was
it
a good
because
movie.
y'all was telling me about Drive.
Oh yeah,
back in the early 2000s.
Bro,
Y'all
Yeah,
like, dude,
back even before Fifth Element was
look,
made
right.
about that.
yeah, no,
Drive,
you
bro,
right. No fair
I
to the
will
work.
say
You
this.
No
the
fair. No fair.
soundtrack of Drive
This is
was
what I
nice.
will say about that movie because that's still one of my favorites. Like I really feel like someone low key knew about that movie, and that's how we ended up with Rush Hour because it had the same exact feel to it.
Okay. All right.
Except
Except
it
for
had,
the
it had a
shower.
bit more of a sci-fi element to it, but it still
Okay.
had the same exact feel as Rush Hour.
So another one in those eras, like you were bringing up, those direct-to-DVD '90s fighting movies, like similar to the way that he ignores every other sequel to Bloodsport. I ignore every other sequel to Kickboxer except for Kickboxer for the Aggressor.
Oh, you mean the one with Van Damme came back for it?
No, it wasn't that one. That's Kickboxer Vengeance.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
talking
right,
about
yeah.
Kickboxer for the
technical
Oh,
Aggressor.
yeah.
The Aggressor, where basically
Okay.
Sasha Mitchell gets out of jail, goes down to Mexico, and just acts like a complete badass, and is just like there's fights everywhere. This shit was great. I like honestly, the plot was super paper thin, but it was. Who cared? Who cared? You were there for the fighting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I there is one thing that I see in Walmart constantly. Anytime I go to Walmart, the video section, there is a Canon collection with 10 films on it.
Masters of the Universe is in it.
Masters of the Universe is in it. A couple Chuck Norris films are in it. Charles Bronson.
Cyborg's got to be in it.
Cyborg. I think Cyborg is in it. I believe I got to look at it again. But there's this one, and Wolverine Solid X knows what I'm talking about. It's called Invasion USA with Chuck Norris.
Oh my god!
That movie
really?
is, you got to watch that movie. That movie is so,
Because I
it
remember
is
the cover more than I do the
insane.
movie.
It is
Invasion
insane.
USA?
Yes, it is insane. That movie is so 80s. It's a dichotomy. I'm sorry, not a dichotomy. It is a perfect slice of everything in the 80s action movies that didn't make no damn sense.
So was it a spoof?
No,
Or they were trying
it's
to be
Chuck
serious.
Norris, dude. It's Chuck Norris. So it's a Chuck Norris flick. So
He's trying to
it's
be
Chuck
serious.
Norris at the height of his Chuck Norris-dom.
So it's like Delta Force Chuck Norris.
Oh yeah. But this
Oh, my
movie
God.
is so insane. They have just to give you a small example. Chuck Norris, of course, ex-military, the usual thing, right?
Right.
So he's at his place, like down in the bayou, basically. He's not in America technically, but he's just outside the border.
Right.
So whatever. So he's down there. He's got his little house down there, wrestling gators, chilling, being Chuck Norris.
Right.
So it's like this team of gorillas. Now you think like, okay, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 dudes. They roll up to his house. They shoot a rocket that's trying to kill him. Oh no. The reason the movie is called Invasion USA is because this is like some cartel or some whatever. They hit the border. There's like about 500 of them now. They rolling across the border in trucks. They rolling through neighborhoods, blowing up neighborhoods with rocket launchers. This movie is so insane, over the top, but it's hilarious.
And there was
documentary.
There was no police, no government
Exactly.
interaction, nothing.
Oh, no. The National Guard comes in, but, Chuck Norris is already there, so what you need them for?
Right.
I mean, that movie is so over the top, but it is classic 80s cheesiness to it. We gotta, you know what? We
have
might
to
have
watch
to.
that.
We might have to all sit down and watch that
Yeah,
and
we
just
have to.
record our
Yes.
reaction.
Was
because that joke is hilarious.
I have to ask
it was
you.
garbage.
In that 10-pack, was I Come in Peace in there?
I don't think it was. Like I said, I'd have to look at it again. If for real, just Google Canon 10 film movie pack or whatever. It'll give you a list. But
Oh,
my
Canon.
God,
Yeah, Canon.
it's the Canon,
Canon
films.
Yeah.
Terminator 2 should be in there then.
No.
Terminator 2 is Carl Co.
Carl Cole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or is it
Is it
I
Carl
got one
Cole
to
or
add to
Corolla?
Superman 4 is Canon films.
That's not in there.
Oh,
Even
heck
if it
no.
is,
I have
even if it
something
is,
spectacular
just
to
throw it
add
out.
to
All right,
this
what
list.
you got?
Okay,
What you got?
what is
I'm all
this?
right.
What is this?
If you haven't watched it yet, for the love of God, everyone watch Willy's Wonderland.
Willy's Wonderland. Why does that sound like a porn?
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, if it's Nicolas Cage, it's probably good then. Never mind.
Dude, this one, it went through an entire hour and a half movie as the most violent Nicolas Cage I think I've
Is that
ever
the one
seen.
where he was in the bathroom?
It's the one where he was in like the Five Nights at Freddy's situation.
Oh no, I've been wanting to watch that.
He did not say
in the bathroom.
one word the entire movie, and it was amazing.
Hey, the funniest Nicolas Cage movie for me, but outside of like the one with the bees, was Bangkok Dangerous.
Wicker Man.
No, Bangkok Dangerous.
Bangkok Dangerous
was one of the
Big was
funniest
nice.
Nicolas
Yes.
Cage movies. Because it's just like, first of all, he had black hair. Second of all, it was just like a Korean movie. So he's just remaking a Korean movie, but it's Nicolas Cage in this Korean guy's part. It's just, oh my God, that movie was so funny.
So yeah, so I looked it up, right?
Fighting space
So
ninjas. It's like,
here's the list of the movies in this canon 10 film pack that GQ brought up, and just reading off the list, this might be a must-have. Missing in Action, like he's just talked about. No, not Missing in Action. Missing in Action, Invasion USA, Cobra, Stallone's Cobra.
Stallone's Cobra.
Stallone Cobra, Delta Force, the original Delta Force, Masters of the Universe, Over the Top, Stallone, with Stallone again, arm wrestling, Bloodsport, a must-have, The Hitman, and what does it say? Hellbound?
I think so.
Yeah, Hellbound, yeah, with another Chuck Norris film.
I think there's supposed to be like 10 movies in
Yeah,
there.
and I think... Oh, Electric Boogaloo, the wild untold story of Academy Films. It's also it rounds out the list.
Yeah, it's
Oh man.
you can always, I guarantee you walk into Walmart, it's sitting right there waiting to be picked
Yo,
up.
that's a pretty deep list. That's
Yeah.
that's a pretty nice list. I kind of like that.
I had to have it on Blu-ray, so I think I had to order mine. But like,
Yeah. I get it. I get it.
God, that movie is so funny. For real, we're gonna sit down and watch that one.
Oh yes, absolutely. We absolutely should.
Invite them out there. Put it in the Discord.
Heck yeah.
Right. So
You can all watch it here.
Absolutely.
speaking of Nick Cage, I know you're gonna go watch that new movie that he about to be in.
I really do want to see that.
That movie looks like it's gonna be great.
Because it's him
It
and
might be the
Pablo, isn't
greatest
it him
movie
and,
he's ever been in.
Pablo Pascal.
Yes.
Yeah.
That movie looks like it might be the greatest movie he's ever been in.
Pedro.
I don't care
Pedro,
what
I'm
people
sorry.
say at all. I freaking love Nicolas Cage movies.
Nicolas
I will
Cage
watch
is great.
any and everything that he has made.
He
I
puts out a
can't
lot of
wait to
stuff.
see
It's
this
Like
thing.
Nick is crazy, but he's the kind of crazy I can get behind, regardless.
And
So
he's
it's
Well,
won an
like-
he's a fun crazy to watch.
Yeah,
I
he
think
is.
it's
Yeah.
hilarious. He's also won an Oscar. People forget he's won an Oscar.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. No.
It's-
Yeah, they
Absolutely.
try to act like he's a bad actor. I'm like, no, he has his own style.
He does.
That's what Nicolas Cage
Oh,
has.
absolutely.
He does.
Oh, did you watch Next? Where he can see
Next was a fun movie though. Next was actually a really fun movie.
Yeah.
The premise threw me off, and then it started to get amazing,
That
and I
movie.
watched it like 20 times. After.
Program note. Well, we're getting ready to go to the Power is Yours in a couple
Time
minutes.
to
But
get the-
if you haven't yet, join the Discord. Hop in the Discord and join the stage. We're going to put the invite into the chat so you can hop right on in, and then you can talk with us and share your thoughts on anything you guys want to talk about. But let's round out this discussion. Go ahead, guys.
Yeah, I think there was a movie I actually recently learned about thanks to a channel that I subscribe to. But man, something that's along the lines of Hard Ticket to Hawaii, if you guys remember that.
Oh my god, that movie is crazy.
dude,
as
the one with
hell.
the snake.
There's this movie.
And the razor
I-
frisbee and all that.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's this movie I came across called Miami Connection. I've never heard of
think
it
I've seen
before. Like this, and dude, this movie was.
I think I've seen Miami
hilariously-
Connection, dude. That
It
sounds very
was
familiar.
hilariously terrible. Like
Late 80s. Like a dude that had like a heavy accent.
What's crazy is the movie was made in the late 80s, but looked like it came out in 1982. Like aesthetic and all, it's old. It just seems dated even for the 80s. It's like if that's even possible.
Wow.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
I've seen Miami Connection.
Oh,
I watched that movie. That movie was freaking crazy.
like just basically the premise is just about like these guys that's like taekwondo experts that have a band and they have to fight against motorcycle ninjas.
Yeah.
And some other
Yep.
like
Motorcycle ninjas.
beyond that, I
Did
don't
I
know.
hear that right?
Yep. Movie's
Motorcycle
nuts, dude.
ninjas.
All
Yeah.
right, so definitely we're gonna come up with a watch party for some of these movies for sure.
Yeah.
But Preem is putting it out there that the stage is set for those that want to get on and have their voice heard during The Power Is Yours.
All right. Any other comments before we turn the power over?
I wish I could remember all 15 movies that I watched.
That you watched this weekend?
I watched quite a bit of them. One was really, really violent with what's his name?
Uwe Boll?
No, not Uwe Boll. He was also in Snake Eyes as one of the masters. He was in the raid. You know,
was it a bullet tip? What?
The dude that was playing the Hard Master.
About.
The guy that was playing the Hard Master in Snake Eyes. Yeah,
I watched the movie with him in it.
Yeah.
And that movie was violent as shit. Like all those Indonesian movies.
I forget. I think it was like called like Bullet, a head wound or something like that. I forget what it was called, but I know what you're talking about because I saw it as well.
I wish I could remember his name.
Well, let's hop over Power of the People. Let's talk about what you guys want to talk about. Oh, okay. That was
weird.
Little hang.
All right.
That was a little hang.
Little hang in there. Little hang.
So we'll give it a couple of minutes, obviously. Let everybody kind of get in the chat and kind of don't forget to raise your hand, and Preem or the producer will put you on with us right now.
Man with the
Iko
golden
Iwais.
fist.
Man with the golden. That was that bad Russell Crowe movie with RZA, wasn't it?
That movie was not bad. I don't know what movie you saw. That second one was bad.
Was it the second one that was bad?
The second one was bad. Man with the Iron Fist 2 was bad. The first one was cool as hell.
I didn't see either one.
Wolverine Solid X has a question for us. If y'all had to pick one who was better, G.I. Joe or Transformers, that's easy.
Oh, it was Transformers.
That's super easy. Transformers, bro.
G.I. Joe was fun, but as I'm really noticing even more so,
right.
Them episodes was damn near the same thing every single time.
I know, right?
I was like,
music
oh my
and
goodness.
everything.
No,
yeah.
I didn't care about the music. The music is what kept you locked in, as far as, the immersion.
G.I. Joe was core for the time, and it was just one of those things that you just had to know, that existed.
City, stop it.
Transformers
stop
was
it. No.
always just...
Yeah,
GoBots was whack.
I used to love GoBots when I was a kid.
GoBots came out first.
Transformers blew. The Hydrox.
Yeah, exactly.
Transforming vehicles.
Yeah.
Orioles are just better.
Transformers blew them out of the water.
I think the allure of G.I. Joe was trying to play upon our... You know how they used to basically indoctrinate you with patriotism, like when you were younger. It's like, oh, you should go in the army as a kid, and you should want to be a cop or something like that. Remember, being a soldier?
That wasn't really what it was for me. Like I said, I liked Destro, I liked Storm Shadow, I liked Snake Eyes, I liked Duke. Those are my main characters that I just jived with in that cartoon just because they were interesting characters. I didn't care about the whole rah-rah, go America and military and all that.
He was black.
Well, that was just the
subliminal
subliminal
stuff.
stuff.
And he rhymed. I love Robot because he was black and he rhymed. I tried to like Alpine.
So you got indoctrinated to the shucking and jiving black characters.
No, man.
Okay, I see.
Roblox was cool, man. Don't even front. Don't even front. Roblox was the man. You know that. Don't even.
No, Roblox was cool.
Look, I tried to like Alpine, but they never put that motherfucker in there. So,
well, again, Alpine was kind of upstaged by a snow job most of the time.
That's true.
But
that's true.
For real. You know what was funny though? Like later on, they put in like Iceberg to be like the black snow job.
No, you over there worried about the name Snow Job. What about fucking Airtight, bruh?
Airtight was a pedophile.
What about fucking Airtight, man?
Was a pedophile. Watch
that PSA.
Watch the G.I. Joe PSA on fainting. Watch the G.I. Joe PSA on fainting.
Airtight.
And Airtight is the star of that one.
Laugh your ass off.
And not only is he the star of that one, if you watch it without like looking at it, it's the most perverted thing ever.
They picked on purpose the most gay sounding man to be Airtight. Airtight. Oh man,
right,
you got to watch that PSA.
Stalker was cool.
The shit was hilarious.
It's almost turning into who's your favorite Joe.
Right. It is almost.
No, G.I. Joe was classic, but Transformers was just on a whole nother level.
Here's a good one.
Up until season 3.
Here's a good one. Marcus 864. Mighty Orboss is my shit. I love them. But Marcus 864 says, could the Bionic 6 works as a live action film? I don't know. I don't think so. I really don't.
If to be taken seriously or just done campy?
I think just
then it would get shunned like Bebop because of the camp.
Oh yeah, nothing camp will work in
Like,
today's day.
you can't do that.
Nothing camp is going to work in today's day.
Outside of being niche, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's
Outside
hard
of
to it's
being
hard to
niche,
do camp and be taken seriously.
Takeem is saying, don't forget
That's why
about
we
Stryker.
don't have another Guyver.
I wouldn't forget about Stryker, but he was another motherfucker they never put in there. Like Roadblock was the only one.
It wasn't
like,
Striker, it was Stalker.
No, but yeah, see, and Stalker was like what everybody didn't know. Stalker was actually very high up in the command chain in the
Was
jokes.
he the one that wore the glasses?
No, that was Doc.
He was the beret.
No, there was Doc. Doc wore
Green glasses.
Stalker had the green
Doc
beret.
had glasses, but there was another black dude because I was watching the Transformer things too,
See,
and he had glasses. I think a little thin mustache.
the Flint wore
Not Flint.
Flint. No, I'm saying Flint wore the black beret. Stalker wore the green beret.
Well, he was because he was a Green Beret.
He was
so
he was green beret.
but he was a specialist, but
Yeah,
Flint
he
was
was
a
a
higher
specialist.
rank.
Yeah.
And the Stalker, I believe, was from Detroit.
Yep. I
which
mean, all
was
you,
interesting.
but you knew what it was. They wasn't gonna let more than a token
Yeah,
black
Stalker, I
person
didn't
be
see
on
him
GI
too,
Joe.
but that's not
Come on
what
now.
I'm speaking of. Because he was in the episode that I was watching. It was a 4-parter. And I watched all
right.
4 of them.
Right.
can't remember
Is
what
anybody
dude's name.
in the stage yet? Raising their hand?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Nobody
All right.
in the stage. Oh, y'all
Nobody's in the
scared
stage.
to talk.
Nobody's
Nobody's
ready to talk. We'll have to keep on pushing that.
Marcus 864, 100%. Rangers are Rangers forever.
Yes. Galaxy Rangers, no Gus. Galaxy Rangers was now we're about to go down the drain down the rabbit hole of great 80s cartoons, because
80s and early 90s is where it was at.
Yes.
Bro, I put in black G.I. Joe characters, and the picture Destro comes up.
Y'all know Destro was black?
No,
Who cares that he was European?
Alpine.
He was that mask.
Destro's voice actor was black.
Alpine, who
Y'all
I'm
know
thinking
Destro
of.
was black?
Oh,
Shit.
Alpine, the mountain climber.
Yeah, Alpine, yeah.
Oh my goodness, Alpine, and he was in this episode.
Iceberg, don't remember him.
Iceberg was in the later episodes, but he was the black snow guy, basically. Mm-hmm. They probably tried to set him from being from Michigan or something too. And they were like, "Yeah, he's from
Everybody, all black people from Detroit.
right."
Right.
Like
But
what?
no.
No.
Yeah, G.I. Joe. Here's the thing, and I've said this before when last time we talked about toys. Their toys were legendary.
Yes, they were.
Them and Transformers had it on lockdown as far as stuff I asked for.
Yep.
I always asked for G.I. Joe and Transformers related stuff for Christmas.
Remember
man.
all the
That
other
was-
kids was trying to play with Hot Wheels and shit? I was like, man, Hot Wheels. I don't
Yeah,
care about that.
Hot Wheels is
Give
too
me-
damn tiny.
He-Man,
Right, huh?
G.I. Joe, Transformers.
Yep.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There's the triumvirate. There it is. The triumvirate right there.
Wait, what? Iceberg turned into a polar bear.
Sis, what?
I definitely don't remember
Like,
that.
what shows you watching?
He's probably watching G.I. Joe. Dude, G.I. Joe has some crazy stuff. Don't
They
forget.
did. No, they
they had these furry things called Fatal Fluffies. It was part of the Pyramid. Go back and watch Pyramid of Darkness. Pyramid of Darkness episodes. Zartan.
Oh, yeah, and they turned into things with the whips.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the other crazy thing. It's like, hold on, how they grow up and automatically have a whip like ready to start, and they was whipping people. I'm like, dude, this cartoon
That was the
is
4-parter I
insane.
watched.
Yeah, Pyramid of Darkness.
Zartan with the changing skin tone too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Zartan had a cool ass voice. That modulator for his voice was cool as hell.
Okay, out of all the '80s cartoon characters that we had, who did have the coolest voice? You had
Soundwave.
The Soundwave was unquestioned, unparalleled. Like, he was the best.
Mm-hmm.
Zartan was pretty close, almost right behind him.
Yep.
Smooth talking. I still have to give it to Destro, because my man Destro.
Oh, Destro was
just a
dropping
man.
dictionary.
Yes.
Destro was playing Scrabble every single day on episodes of G.I. Joe. That's all he was doing.
And to be the second in command and to constantly be punking Cobra Commander the way he was, greatness. Mm-hmm. Greatness.
I ain't gonna lie though, Cobra Commander used to drop
He did.
6, 7, 8 point
No, he did.
words every now and then too. I'm like,
Cassidius with his Scatman Crothers jazz all day.
yeah, Scatman Crothers was great.
Yes, he
for
was.
sure. Hong Kong Phooey and all that.
Oh, you're right.
I don't like the 80s had some voices, but the 90s had like the stuff that needed the voices. I can go back
Explain
far
that.
enough. Like, okay, the Gargoyles was 93, 5.
Gargoyles had some stars.
Ish.
Up in there.
Gargoyles.
Yes.
I thought Gargoyles.
Yes.
I thought
But that was
we were still in high school when Gargoyles
Yeah,
came
we were.
out.
We
So
were.
that would have been
94,
93 ish, maybe
you. I
I think it
94.
was 94, 95.
Yeah, so like,
No.
like,
Yeah,
like
94,
that-
95.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't get voice acting and stuff like that.
No.
Even past
No,
like 97.
the voice
or whatnot.
acting
Like,
in
so when you go back-
Gargoyles was exquisite.
Yeah, of
They
course.
had
Like, there was a lot of
top
stuff that
line
we can go
voice
back.
acting in Gargoyles.
Okay,
Yeah.
but again, they
That
had a
was
ton of
top
Disney.
shelf.
They had a ton of Disney money behind
They
it.
did.
So that's
Oh,
why
yeah, they
that
did.
was,
They did.
that's why that one was what it was. But
see-
Batman the Animated Series still to this day is
heck, great.
only beaten by the original Transformers animated movie as far as lineup
voice
of voice talent.
Yeah, man, we need to do a comparison of that. Like, cause like, okay,
We can. We'll
right.
make an episode out of
Yeah,
it.
no, we
someday.
absolutely should, man. Like, cause like, dude, you're right. Transformers the movie, Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron. You had
You had the entire animated cast. Let's start with
the-
that.
yeah, the entire animated
had some
cast,
heavy hitters
you know,
in there.
then-
Chris Latta,
then you had
Peter Cullen,
then you had
Frank Welker.
you had Judd Nelson as Hot Rod. You had
Eric Idle.
Eric Idle as he was
Redgar.
No, he's Redgar. That's right. You Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron. Orson Welles is fucking Unicron.
Right. Lionel Stander
Yeah.
from what was it Heart to Heart or Remington? No, Heart to Heart or something like that was Cup. You had a list of
You had a
people
great
that
list.
were just at the time again had not been replicated until Lion King came out with that many heavy hitters on one animated cast.
Yeah, no.
So it was one of those things. Serpentor showed up. Serpentor was crazy.
Serpentor was fucking.
Serpentor was
that man was insane.
he was a straight up maniac.
Yeah, that man
but
was
he was
insane.
fun to watch though.
That man
I
was
saw
insane.
somebody else when I was watching the G.I. Joe. It was a character I did not recognize, and it looked like it was a precursor to Serpentor, but it wasn't. And I'm like, who the hell is this person? And it was not.
Like one of the older episodes. Or
I
something?
believe it was an older episode because it didn't have the old. It didn't have the.
What's going on, Imora? What up, though?
Hey.
Yeah, hello.
Glad to
Mark.
see ya.
It didn't have the newer song when Serpentor and them showed up. It had the older G.I. Joe song, and I couldn't catch a name, but he was on Cobra's side, and he was basically you know directing people around. I was like, who the hell is that? I did not recognize him. And he wore like a lot of. He had primarily, I think, like gold and red, if I remember correctly.
You sure you weren't thinking of like later episodes of Destro?
I'm pretty sure it wasn't Destro. 'Cause
Well,
I know
no,
he became-
Destro when he had the Iron Grenadiers, he did have a gold
he had
helmet,
gold-
but
he had
it
a gold
it
helmet.
was Destro still sounded like Destro.
Yeah, it
So,
wasn't
you can't
definitely a
mistake
Destro.
him.
I was like, who the hell is this freaking wannabe? What you call it?
Serpentor, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to go back and
Cassidy
look.
said,
man.
Ultimate Lion Megatron, I still function.
Wanna
bet?
Threw him right out
Yeah.
without
No, that was
hesitation.
great.
I'm
No,
like,
that
dude.
was absolutely
That was
great.
that was Starscream's shining moment.
Yes,
that
it
was
was.
that was so awesome. And then 2 minutes later, yeah, you're a pair of boots now. That's all you
Right.
are. You're gone.
A pair of boots. He just got blasted out of his
That's
head. Remember me?
Heck yeah. Coronation Starscream. This is bad comedy. It's like, damn. Again,
Megatron? Is that
cartoons,
you?
cartoons giving you all sorts of just vocabulary.
Yes.
Can't even get close to that nowadays.
Yeah. No. No, that was,
And
that was some good
everything
stuff.
got to be like got to
dumbing
be
it
easily and dumbed down.
Adjusted.
Yep.
That is the one thing that I absolutely lament about cartoons nowadays is that there's no more really adventure cartoons. There's no more really action cartoons or anything like that. Everything's a
Creativity
comedy.
isn't gone. It's just tame. Like even at its
It's
tamest,
greatly
you can
tame.
be insane. I grew up on Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, and Cartoon Planet. They barely had rights to use all the animations from the show, so they clipped up what they could have.
Yeah.
And like, they took a dude in a suit, interviewed people, gave them
Yep.
trash for interviews, and
Yeah.
came out with a show that lasted forever. With
Oh, no.
they didn't even try to make this thing.
They didn't have to because they had Macho Man come in as his grandpa.
Yeah,
That was
that
the
killed
ultimate
it.
episode.
That straight up killed it.
Space Ghost Coast to Coast episode Pile Driver is one of the
That was
funniest things I had seen.
That killed it.
When that
But that's
when
what I'm
that came
saying.
out, I
I'm
was
just-
like,
I'm just saying
yeah,
he
no,
was great.
no,
I'm just saying he was
absolutely,
great.
yeah, absolutely.
No,
Well,
that
All
was
it
great.
takes is a people with like just a plan and like the drive to do something other than what is expected of them
Well,
to do in the first place and be safe. And we're fine. You ain't got to be crazy with it.
Well, part of the problem, I mean,
Yeah.
I shouldn't say part of the problem, but it's just a reality of the times that we're in. The reason why Americans don't do action cartoons is because anime has pretty much just cornered the market. Anime just owns the young people, the people of this generation. It owns their imagination. They're not looking at damn near anything else. If it's not anime, they're not looking at it.
I think, but again, that goes back to, okay, for example, for us, when we first saw Voltron, when we first saw Robotech, we didn't know it was anime. We just knew it was different than everything we saw. So it made it it made it interesting, made it awesome.
Right.
But it was always kind of like they were always shown sporadically. It's like you could never just sit down and watch all of Transfer Z or all of it. Was always you had to search and find when they were going to run another episode or whatever.
Yep.
Now it's just like, look, you handed all that stuff, and you don't have anything bumping up against it that's going to get your attention.
True.
Because we had, again, Transfer Z and all those sporadic episodes. We still had G.I. Joe, Transformers,
we did. Like
all of that
clockwork
stuff filling in.
Syndication.
And then once Batman the Animated Series and X-Men came around, it was like,
Oh, okay.
I don't know, anime, y'all gonna have to come up with something, because again, Dragon Ball was starting to show up.
Right.
But it was like,
And Dragon Ball didn't even catch on in this first go round, which was very
The
surprising.
first go around.
It didn't.
Well, no, I'm talking about the original Dragon Ball didn't catch on. Even
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, the first go round, didn't really
because they kept running the same couple episodes
over and over again.
It's because they ran out of dub, and then they just kept starting over when it was getting interesting.
Actually, no.
Was it
But no,
right
the
on
issue
Frieza
was-
before?
Yeah, the issue was it was always the episode when Raccoon got defeated.
Yeah.
And what happened was during that time, I think it was Viz Media or whatever.
Oh, that's right. That's right. They lost the rights and it went to Funimation.
They lost the U.S. rights.
They lost the U.S. rights.
Yep.
That's what it was.
But if you actually, the rest of the dub for the original English dub still exists. They just only aired it in Canada and the UK.
Yep.
But we had to keep waiting until they, whatever they already had in license. We had to wait on that until they figured it out. And
they were the ones that had Rock the Dragon, right? The original when
Rock the Dragon.
They were the ones that had Rock the Dragon. Yeah. Rock the Dragon was still one
Episode
I actually
95
remember
brought it up and said it got bought and sold several times. So.
The Ocean dub. Yeah.
Yep.
And actually, I remember
the first time I saw it was the episode. I had no idea what the hell I was watching. I was like, "What the hell was this?" Because they showed it on Fox in the afternoon early
Top Shelf
on.
95. Thank you for the comment. Appreciate that.
And it was the episode when Ginyu Force arrived. I remember I turned to it when they were posing and shit, right in front of Frieza, and I was looking at this what the hell is this?
Dude, you caught it way late, because I remember the same 13 episodes of Dragon Ball kept playing on Channel 20.
It was the peel off side. It was the first one. Yeah, the
Dragon
first 13
Ball.
episodes. Yeah.
This is second, and then I was watching something else. It was like Tekken Man Blade or something came on, and my brother was watching it, and he was like, "Dude," he was like, "Turn the channel, blah blah blah." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Goku grew up," and I'm like, "What?" Yeah, and that was
you lost everything in between.
Yeah, everything.
It was all of a sudden, Goku
little
grew up.
kid.
Wait, what
Goku
happened?
growing up.
Wow.
That was it, and it was just like him and his kid, and it was the first episode of Dragon Ball Z, and I was like, "Oh,
Man, look, Wolverine Silent S says Cell Saga took forever. Man, bump that. The Namek fight took forever.
Yep.
That motherfucker Namek was blowing up for 30 fucking episodes, bro.
Yeah.
It was. I
Yeah.
counted. I counted from the first encounter between Goku and Frieza up until the end of that was 20 episodes.
See?
This planet will be destroyed in 5 minutes.
Right.
Here's another fun fact. From the 5th episode to the 18th episode, the entire episodes except for important important dialogue, the screen was shaking.
Yeah.
There's 5 minutes of relief from each episode, but if you go back and pay attention, while the planet's exploding, the screen is shaking the entire episode.
Dude, again, but here's the thing. This is where we lucked out, because I was a little bit older than everybody here in the panel by just a couple years. But at that point, we were had access to being able to drive, go around and go to different conventions or whatnot. So we were getting fan
subs
of all the stuff that was shown in Japan, way ahead. So we were starting to watch some of that stuff and see what was coming. And of course, getting introduced to the movies, and everybody knows Movie 7, which is known as Super Android 13, and I think first something Broly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think that
Movie
Broly
was
was movie 7, wasn't it? No, it was movie
no,
eight.
Broly
was
was
movie
always-
eight.
movie eight
Always
was
got
eight.
7 and 8.
Yeah.
I always saw
Seven
it
was the
7 and
androids.
8.
Super
Seven
Android
was
13.
when Seven was the introduction for everybody.
Yep.
Anytime anybody, I've never seen Dragon Ball. We always had
let
that
me-
tape on
Yep,
standby.
said-
Like,
Here you go.
Hold on, here you go.
Here's movie 7. Watch
That was-
this.
and
He's
it's
like,
just
open
like,
it's up.
yeah,
Don't
that
worry
was-
about it.
yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Who cares that it's sub? Just watch
just
it.
absolutely.
Just watch.
That was like that was the indoctrination for
Yes, it
anybody
was.
that
Was
had
so-
never
Yes,
seen
it
it.
was.
Irritating because you
miss those
watch
days.
7 and 8 first, and then they started bringing Dragon Ball movies over here. And it's like, oh, we're gonna get Tree of Might. What the fuck is this? This shit sucks.
Right, because it was
all
so
the-
far behind.
Yeah,
it was
right.
just like,
what is this? Like you're
Man.
thinking it's gonna be that good, and it's
Okay,
not.
which of those earliest Dragon Ball
I mean-
movies were the worst? Was the worst though? So we're
I
talking
didn't
like
think it was
1
like-
through 5, like basically 1 through 5. Because
First,
I think 6 was Metal Cooler. I think.
yeah,
Like-
6 is Metal Cooler.
Yeah.
Which
Six
one was the
fire.
Tree of Might?
Tree of Might was
three.
3.
Tree of Might was
Three.
movie 3.
I liked it,
Yeah.
but that was the slowest moving one.
Where
It was
Turles or
boring.
whatever
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
up.
I
Like, it was-
like that one.
Which-
like the first 3, I still enjoy for the most part.
But-
I think 2 World's Strongest was my favorite out of the 3 because I thought they threw the best hands in that.
But you want? Here's the funny thing about it, right? Remember we was talking about Rock the Dragon, the intro.
Yeah, the whole
Most of the clips
all
was
the
from
movie.
Tree of Might.
Movie 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
Right.
most of the clips was from Tree of Might.
Absolutely.
Like, yeah.
Oh, they were. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes, most of the clips were from Tree of Might.
Because
they
here's the
were
crazy
because
thing.
I recognize them off rip.
Yeah, 'cause
Okay,
when
you know
those
what?
when those
Ace
first
is
came
right.
out,
Ace
yeah,
of Swords right. Lord Slug might be the worst.
probably.
Yeah.
No, because when those
Yeah.
movies first came
Yeah.
out, Pioneer.
Yeah, Pioneer
one
was
way
putting them
back
out for
was
them.
what it was the company that
Yes.
brought those over
Yes.
on DVD.
Yes.
Well, but then again, I don't know because like Janemba and his fight scenes were nice, but that movie was weird too.
The movie was
like
weird,
it was
yeah,
weird,
altogether.
But it was
It was
and
weird,
Jannibal was
but it
kind of
was
weird.
really
yeah.
entertaining.
Not gonna lie,
Now-
Jannibal was kind of weird.
Arguably, I will say, I want to say that like one of my underrated favorites, I think, was probably Return of Cooler, even though I didn't like the ending.
Oh, the Metal Cooler one, yeah.
Yeah, like that was kind of like one of my low key favorites, even though I didn't like how it ended. Because like I thought like the ending was kind of like I just thought it was cheese. Like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
basically with everything they said, like I just thought that ending was cheesy. Granted, the last few endings to the movies like up to that point was cheese. Like even the damn Brawley movie ending was cheese. So it was
well,
like
it's almost like they never knew how to end them. Takeem said Tree of Might is better than Super Android 19.
I know he
Not
crazy.
at all.
Because see,
Wait,
first of all,
is he talking about Super Android 13
he must be
or
talking
19?
about 13 because it was
Okay.
Super Android 13, and he's got to be smoking some hella ganja because that is a freaking lie.
Maybe
that is a
well,
lie.
Maybe he liked that Goku had a brother
As a-
dressed
you
in
know
all black.
what?
My name is Turles.
You know what?
So
if
Top
you,
Shelf just
if you
say-
were a fan early on, you probably hold the first 3 movies in high regard.
I like the
Right.
first
So-
3 movies,
so-
but I watched them after I watched 7 and 8.
But
Right.
I think he's saying if you were a fan that was just introduced to just the stuff that
just
came out over
as they
here.
came out.
Yeah, because remember we had the anime club, so we were seeing stuff that was just literally just broadcast that Sunday.
Right.
Yeah.
We was catching like that one video store that had a lot of that
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
Like right away. So we were catching it.
Yep.
We were watching it just straight like raw with
So,
like absolutely no subtitles. We didn't even care.
Top Shelf, who is a new viewer, wants to talk about the disappointment that is Gohan, and
Okay.
I get it because Gohan.
Didn't he just get
y'all
a
know
glow up in
Gohan
his
was my
new movie?
favorite. Gohan was my boy.
I don't know why.
Gohan was my boy, dog.
Except for the Cell
the
thing.
Cell
What
Saga is
else
what
did he-
got me.
What else did he do?
The Cell Saga is what got me. I had never seen
Gohan
anybody.
Gohan didn't do nothing until
Raditz
movie
enough to
9.
But see,
Kill him.
no. I don't care about movie 9. I didn't care about the movies. It was about the Cell Saga. When I saw him go Super Saiyan 2 and he just turned into like this cold-blooded, I don't give a fuck killer, I was just like,
They had to do something with him because he
that's
was a
my-
white. He
no,
was
that's
around
what
the
up.
whole
That's
series.
what up. Hey,
But check this out. Didn't he just get a new movie like to himself where he is
So-
like unsucked or something?
So unsucked.
Nah.
I love the colloquialism.
I mean,
so
this
the thing
this is my thing with Gohan. It's just like, look, it's hard thing to discuss because we wanted him to be this badass, but of course, a lot of it what it come down to was that people wanted Goku and didn't want him to go away, so they brought.
That's
Goku
what it
back.
always is.
And they-
Or
and they
did it,
cheesed Gohan.
No,
or did
was
it
about
come
that.
from Chi-Chi not letting him get out and fight like he wanted to?
Well, it probably is some of that.
That's part of it.
'cause
That's
when
part
Piccolo
of it.
had
But
him-
they
no,
did
when
have
Piccolo
that
had
arc.
him. He was on the
No,
right
that's part of
path.
No,
See,
that's
part of it, but they did have that. They did show that arc where Goku promised Chi-Chi that he would be a scholar no matter what. So
Now, I'm going to admit, after the end of DBZ, And when we saw him in Super, I was so hurt. What they did to my boy, like, what they did, like crying like Don
He was
Corleone,
already
like,
on that path.
My boy,
He was already on that path. He's already on that path.
Man, listen.
So
that
here's the
line they gave him. That line they gave him when he first showed up in the tracksuit. And granted, the tracksuit was kind of dope.
the tracksuit.
But when he said, but it's like that line, dude. He said like he think he can still turn super. So I'm like, what? What are you? Why are you here?
In Super, they pretty much just threw the cannon completely out the window. Like they don't give a shit at all. But anyway, to answer
Mr.
the
Gohan
question,
got robbed.
yeah, Mr. Gohan absolutely got robbed. But because he was piecing Boo up, piecing him up, and just anyway.
Yeah.
I digress. So we're gonna get ready to end the show, but I'm gonna end with this, right? So I know we were supposed to get Dragon Ball Super Superhero next month.
Some assholes.
We're not going to get it now.
Wait, why? What happened?
Toei Animation got hacked.
So
What?
And they got to internal files and may have destroyed some things.
Oh my
So
god.
that is pushed. One Piece is going on hiatus. A show that never goes on break
Okay.
is going on
I
hiatus.
understand why people
got hacked.
messing with stuff
Well,
like that.
first off,
Well-
I'm not even okay. Toei partially deserves it just because.
Please explain this.
Okay, here's why.
Dave,
They are some straight
ahead.
buttholes when it comes to letting you just play their damn game on stream or
Right.
show anything related
Right.
to Dragon Ball.
But when it comes to their anime,
So
copyright infringement, copyright flag,
That's
you know,
and that's pretty much
they're
what
big
this
because
is all
the
about.
fans made them big.
That's pretty much what this is all about. Yes.
Okay,
They're
but here's
kind,
the other
they're
thing.
they're kind of Nintendoing their fans right now.
Exactly.
They are.
Exactly.
Yes, they
But
are.
here's the thing. If you're that big, damn it, if you still using old school Meg-Zynet internet security, that's your fault for getting hacked, man. I'm sorry.
That's
At
hilarious.
some point, you have to have a lockdown on your infrastructure.
Yeah.
So either that was an inside job or they got, rinky dink.
You have to wonder. Because it's like, man,
They're working with McAfee.
why
or
would
something.
you ever have your animation files connected to the network? Ever? Why would you have anything like that? Your masters.
COVID makes it so you do gotta, work across,
But that should be
boundaries,
locked down by the internet. You know?
It
It should be. You're right.
But-
You're right.
Again,
Circumstances made it difficult, and they
You're right.
probably
No,
had
you're-
to share
you're
things
right.
online
You're right
instead of
about
keeping
that.
it on the private server.
You're right about that. I
But-
just lament that. So
when is it going? When is it's getting pushed back to what?
we don't know.
We
don't know.
It's to be announced. It's
To be announced.
as
Okay.
well, so,
we don't know. I
yeah.
can't imagine that it's going to be like months and months and months. Like we're still going to get it this year. We just don't know when we'll get it this year. But in the
Could you imagine
meantime,
if they did that, just deleted the movie, y'all didn't have no backup, no way.
yo, that would be terrible. But no, if
That would have been awful, dude.
in the meantime, if you are fixing for an anime movie to go see in the theaters, Jujutsu Kaisen 0 is out right now, so you can go and see that.
Are we sure it's in the theaters?
Yeah, we're sure it's in. the theaters.
Toei's not connected to that one.
Yeah,
too?
no, they're not. No, they're
Delete
not.
the file on
It's
its way
ran.
in movie theater.
Yeah,
And,
no, it's in the movie theater. Yeah.
Maze went and checked it out.
All right, cool. I'm gonna have to watch
recently
it.
made me want to go back to
I heard.
revisit it because I was kind of mad about it when it first dropped.
Yeah.
I heard that people were up in the movie theater and just on TikTok. They said a lot of people and they were just smell like back in the
Oh,
day.
see, no, I can't
smell like
do
an
that,
anime
man.
convention. Oh,
I can't do
no.
that, man. Y'all, look, it's 2022. Learn how to wash your
Y'all
butt.
got to wash y'all asses. Anyway, we're getting ready to end the show. Cameras up. We had a really great discussion. We had a lot of fun talking to you guys about missed movies, about anime, about Voltron, and all that kind of stuff. And if you absolutely enjoyed talking with us this week, make sure you come back next week for our next episode of Culture Junkies Live. We're going to be doing our Morbius speculation show. Morbius comes out next week, Friday,
Yep.
and we're all going to go see it.
Guessculate on
So
what's
we're
going
going to talk about speculation, what we expect from the movie, how we think it's going to tie into the MCU, if it's going to tie into the MCU, or will Sony just Sony and just
I don't
do
know,
their-
man.
We'll see.
Sony they've been all right recently.
No.
Spider-Man No Way Home, man.
No.
Come on.
That is special because Feige's involved. This is not Feige.
Hey, they might have some of that
I'm
Feige
thinking
might have
it's
rubbed
gonna
off
be
on.
worse than
I will
Venom.
caution you to remember Venom, Let There Be Carnage. That's all I got to say.
That was somebody else, man.
Right. That was Sony. That was all Sony.
I don't know how they messed that one up because that again, well, making it PG-13. So
Right.
yeah.
So anyway, GQ's got a message for our patrons. We're gonna get ready to end the show. GQ got a message for our patrons, don't you?
Absolutely. If you would like to be awesome and amazing and be the man now, dog, or woman, if you happen to be a woman, you can go over to patreon.com/Culture Junkies and support a Culture Junkie for as little as $1 a month. You can support a Culture Junkie and you can be awesome like our Culture Junkies level patrons and above. DeMarcus Smith, Fab Nerd Life, Nanette, and the other Steve. We appreciate the love, however it comes in, whether it be through likes, love, shares, comments on the video, sharing the videos, subscribing to our Twitch. Mm-hmm. But most of all, we love you guys for supporting us. And if you want to further that support, go to patreon.com/Culture Junkies. And if you want to do some other support and get yourself awesome stuff like what I'm wearing and what the great Daikuji is wearing, listen to what this man has to say.
Tobey Maguire bought a shirt.
Did he?
And it wasn't from us, but he bought a shirt. But you could buy a shirt from us. CultureJunkies.net/merch. Check it out. There got to be something you like. And then you could buy a shirt like Tobey Maguire. Because he bought a shirt. Just not from us.
Right.
But he bought a shirt. I mean, he probably bought several shirts.
Yeah, I'm sure he did.
Merch.
Foot dive! So, obviously, we're getting ready to end the show. Next week's show, like I said, is going to be our Morbius speculation show. Follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Culture Junkies, or search Culture Junkies on Twitter. You'll be able to find us right away. Look for the Ward logo and, follow us. And shoot us a retweet or a DM of things that you would love for us to talk about on the show. In a couple of weeks, we'll be doing our anime show. So if you're into anime, like Dragon Ball Z or something like that, make sure you come back. We're going to be disseminating that as well. But any final thoughts before I get out of here, gentlemen?
Not really.
I'm going to kick that son of a bitch
GTA
Bison's
is
ass
free
so
on PS5
hard.
now, huh? They just came out with a new GTA 5.
No, they're saying it's free on
that's
the
the
PS5.
upgrade. That's the upgrade. The
I thought
upgrade
they
is
said
out.
you couldn't upgrade it.
Yeah, no, you
something
can
they're saying
upgrade.
if you got.
But they not charging you a fee for that?
I was told they weren't allowing it. You had to rebuy it for PlayStation 5.
That's
Not
what I thought.
PlayStation 4.
Tekeem, that is a travesty that Batman and Robin didn't have Velcro capes for that Batmobile. You had to just squash their capes underneath them.
Congratulations on your 20 years there, Tekeem, too.
Yes, indeed. Congratulations, sir. For the
That's
for the
a
20
gosh
year
darn
anniversary.
long
That's
time.
a nice milestone.
Had I got
Wait, 20
married to
years
my
of
wife
what?
back then, it would be 19 years this year.
Yeah.
Wait, 20 years of what?
His anniversary.
Oh,
20 year anniversary.
congratulations.
Congrats, sir.
Yep, indeed. So best wishes to Tekeem, and best wishes to you all. Hope to see you all next week right here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central, right here for another episode of Culture Junkies Live. For my friends, the Great Daikuji, GQ, Fallen Marvel, and King Amarat, I'm Kashiro. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Have a great one.
Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Now, who wants to go home? And who wants to go with me?
Everybody. It's a bye, everybody. Congratulations to you.
Go as
Cosidius.
Destro for Halloween.
You know what's
I could pull it off.
Speaking of Street Fighter, I will briefly revisited Legend of Chun-Li because
Oh,
someone
boy.
was reviewing it.
Oh, I saw that post. You talking about
Man,
DT? Talking about DT?
dude,
That
I
movie
haven't watched that movie since it was new, and it's worse than I remember.
I only saw one and that was it.
But this
I
guy
mean, you
walks
remember
between the
Chun-Li's mother,
raindrops. Hey, my man playing Nash was hilarious.
Yeah, Chris Klein.
Yes.
Chris,
Can't
bruh,
walk.
This guy walks between the raindrops. Like, shut up, man.
His-
trying to sound
his
Like
over-
dude was
his
foreshadowing his
overacting,
performance
bro.
as Cicada
Yeah.
in the Flash.
yeah.